As the world marks the 2022 International Day of Peace, Reverend Father Bagobiri of the Archdiocese of Kaduna has organized a symposium to bring Christians and Muslims together to work for peace in Kaduna State. The symposium, which was tagged Kaduna of Our Dream, had the theme, Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow. We bring you the report.
Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace, and our dear country, Nigeria, is almost crippled by violence. Peace is said to be the bridge to development and harmonious living in any society and community. It was on this that Reverend Father John Bagobiri organizes a symposium bringing together present and past governors, academics, present and past legislative academics, present and past party stakeholders, traditional and religious leaders, and other stakeholders to mark the International World Day of Peace, to brainstorm on the topic, the Kaduna of Our Dream. The convener, Reverend Father John Bagobiri, gave the opening speech and welcomed the guest.
Early this year, I met His Grace, the Archbishop of Kaduna, in his office to inform him of my desire to organize a symposium for peace in our land as an annual program to celebrate my birthday, and which would involve inviting sitting and past governors and other critical stakeholders in the land. And he graciously gave me his fatherly blessings.
Professor John La, Kaduna State University, former Vice Chancellor, Greenfield University, was the guest speaker at the occasion. The guest speaker deliberated on some very sensitive key issues and challenges in Kaduna. And these are his words.
And that reminds me, I need to say it. We have been on strike and we're on the 7th month as university lecturers. The positive thing about the strike is that a lot of lecturers are beginning to think twice that depending on one source of income will not take us to promised land. So this strike has its positives in the sense that people are suffering, but they are now beginning to think. So also, as we go into this paper, we shall see that the challenge of insecurity in Kaduna State is already making us build the appropriate architecture to ensure that eventually things will work for us.
Former Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Dr. Bawa Magaji, was the first panelist to speak. He analyzes certain issue and really spoke in on the peaceful coexistence that used to exist in Kaduna years back.
Kaduna of our dream is a big, wide topic that you cannot talk in a day.
Dr. Ramalan Yero, former governor of Kaduna State, has this to say.
After the year 2000 crisis, everybody knows what happened. From 1987, which the lead speaker spoke about, there are so many challenges, the Kafanchan crisis, the Zongonkata crisis, the other communal clashes and the rest. But we had a serious crisis in year 2000. And that year 2000, after the crisis, led to the separation that we have in Kaduna town, which Dr. Shehu mentioned. After the bridge from Barna upward are predominantly Christians, while this side are predominantly Muslims. Before 2000, it wasn't like this. The ward head of Regasa at that time is a Christian. He is a father to my friend, my colleague in a bank. He was ward head in Regasa, the entire Regasa. But now, if I pass by their house, sometimes I nearly cry because I know the house. I have been visiting that house. It is not possible for a Christian to go and live in Regasa. Why? The same thing with Cow, the same thing with whichever place that they have mentioned. At that time, there was no Golingora. Was there any Golingora then? But now you go to Golingora, highly populated, and they are all Christian community. Even in Sabo, it wasn't as populated as it is now. The same thing with television, the same thing with Romi and other places. So any Christians, even the Igbos, are moving away from this side, that is from the northern side, and going back to the southern side of Kaduna. So at that time, Senator McCarthy, when he was at the helm of affairs, felt that there is a need to create two committees. One is the Religious Harmony Committee, where they sit once in every 3 months. And all the religious leaders in this state are members of that committee, and the governor presides. When Namadi Sambo came, continue with that committee. When Yakowa came in, also continue with that committee. And when I came in, I continued with that committee up to the time I left. I don't know whether that thing is still there. I think my sister here may attest to it. That committee helped us in resolving so many crises and so many issues.
To cap it all, Senator Laurentia Malan, former member House of Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, gave a very vital and passionate recommendation that could bring back the Kaduna of our dream, and the Kaduna we used to have some years back.
Our leaders deliberately have removed history in the curriculum so that the injustice that we have sown will be, closed, and the children will not ask. If we had listened to them, I believe they will ask us questions that we will be ashamed to answer here. I was a young teacher, or before then, I came to St. Anne's School. I wasn't a Catholic. I came into a Catholic school. These differences, they didn't exist in the church. My own church would not want to have anything to do with the Catholic. But my father wanted me to go to a good school, which was run by the Catholics. So I came to Kaduna as a young girl. And we were there with Muslim girls. In fact, they were the senior girls. They were the monitors. We would go to church together with them. We would come back and we would say their prayers. Then I became a teacher, and I taught in our ladies' high school here. And my head boy was a Muslim, right? Very brilliant boy. And everything went on fine, even the structures of the schools. But government came and took over schools. I don't think they gave the owners of these schools reasons why they wanted to take over these schools.
Reverend Father Joseph Shawia, Director, Media Service Center, Kaduna, gave the closing remark.
I wish to express our vote of thanks to His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, National El-Rufai, ably represented here. We want to thank the Archbishop for giving us this opportunity to be here.